In Kajabi, you can now create and host a podcast free or paid to increase the overall visibility and value of your brand. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to set up your podcast from scratch. And what's cool too is that even if you already have a podcast you're hosting on something like Anchor or Spotify for podcasters, you can easily import your current podcast into Kajabi as well. If you want to take advantage of a free 30-day trial of Kajabi to play with the platform yourself, you can use my link profityourknowledge.com/Kajabi. This is an affiliate link, so I get a small percentage of your investment in Kajabi, but there's no extra cost to you compared to if you went through Kajabi's website yourself. All this does is simply support me and this channel for referring someone to Kajabi. But when you sign up with my link, I'm going to give you instant access to a course I created called Kajabi Kickstart, which is going to help you set up and launch your online business with Kajabi in that first 30 days. On top of that, when you're inside of Kajabi Kickstart, you will have access to a free 45-minute coaching session with me where you and I both get to deep dive into your Kajabi account, and I will be there to answer any questions you have about Kajabi, marketing, or even making your first sale with the platform. All of this is free, and you can get instant access by going to profityourknowledge.com/Kajabi or clicking the link down in the description. Without further ado, let's dive into Kajabi. To get started building out your podcast in Kajabi, we'll go over to the products tab, and you can either visit all products or we can just go straight down to podcasts, and that'll take us to this page. Create your podcast, create and publish episodes, distribute to all major listening apps, and monetize your podcast all from your dashboard. We'll click get started, make sure we are on podcasts, and it'll give you a little description down here, and then it'll tell you the different features that you have as well. Click get started. And this is kind of up to you. If you want to create a brand new podcast from scratch, you can obviously create a new podcast or you can import a podcast as well. So I'll show you both real quick. In order to import your podcast, you are going to have to find out where you can get your RSS feed link. Once you do, you can put that in here, and then from there, it'll be a pretty seamless process. Just follow the prompts that Kajabi gives you if you already have an existing podcast. I'm gonna hit go back for now, and we'll just assume that we're creating a new podcast. Hit continue. From here, we can decide on our podcast title, hosted by yours truly, and then a quick description. This podcast is for awesome people to listen to about awesome stuff. And you can see as I'm typing in all this stuff, it's showing you a quick little example of what it's going to look like when you actually create this podcast product. And then we have podcast availability, where you can decide if you want this to be public or private podcast. If you're going to have a paid podcast, we'll say, that could be on the side and people invest monthly to listen to this, then I would keep it private. But if you want to just have a regular podcast, we're going to keep it public. From here, you can decide on what language you want to have for your podcast. For me, I would do English, and then a podcast category. You can decide on whatever you want to do, business, entrepreneurship, any podcast. And then you can decide if you want this to be listed in episodic order or serial order. So if you want to have seasons to your podcast, then you can decide on serial. But if you want to just have podcast episodes listed, just do episodic order. That's how I like podcasts. So I'll do episodic order. And then from here, we get to customize the podcast appearance. So we have the primary color, which let's say is blue. And then it's going to show you the colors actually changing over here to show you what it looks like. And then you can decide on your accent color, which could be white or orange, and it changes up the whole entire background as you can see up here. I kind of like this color right here, this like off gray kind of color, and then we can upload an image. So we'll go from device. Now you can see what it looks like over here. You can always change these settings like the thumbnail, the accent, and primary colors as well. But when you get it set up the way that you like it, we can always hit save and finish. From here, we're going to have the outline where we actually have all of our different episodes and we can manage our episodes. We'll have distribution as well, and you can see which platforms you want to be on. These are the major ones: Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, and Spotify. And then right here, you can copy to clipboard. Make sure the RSS feed is valid. To make sure that you do get published on these 3 different platforms, you can go down here and then need help, learn more. It'll teach you exactly how to set up Apple Podcast to Kajabi in this little section, and then it's going to be the same way for Google Podcasts. So make sure you get all of these set up with that little link right here. To learn how, it'll walk you through exactly how to set it up. And then over here, we have our analytics as well. You'll be able to see your total downloads, what apps are getting the most attention, devices, the top countries, and then your top 10 episodes by downloads as well. And then of course we have settings, and this is where you can change up all that information that we put in earlier, like your thumbnail, your colors, etc., categories, and whatnot. So let's upload our first episode. We'll click new episode and we'll say first episode, exclamation point. We want this to be an episode, a bonus, or a trailer, not specified. We'll just say an episode. If you want to, you can create a season. It's totally optional. So even though we chose episodic order, you can still add seasons if you decide to do that down the road. And then down here, you can upload your audio file. And that's all there is to set up your podcast inside of Kajabi. Once you get set up and connected with Apple, Google, and Spotify, every time you upload an episode inside of Kajabi, now it is going to be distributed to these different major podcasting platforms. If you haven't done it yet and you want to try out Kajabi yourself, you can always go to Kajabi's website to get a 14-day free trial. But if you want to get double the amount of time, you can always use my link. It's down in the description, profityourknowledge.com/Kajabi. Using my link, you get a 30-day free trial. Plus, as soon as you sign up, I'm going to give you instant access to a course I made called Kajabi Kickstart. It's going to walk you through how to set up and launch your business inside of Kajabi in that first 30 days so you can shortcut all the guessing and wondering and doodling around to make sure that you can actually create something that is valuable, get it out into the world, and start making money ASAP. And inside of Kajabi Kickstart, there's a link where you can book a one-to-one coaching call with me where I'll sit down with you and we can dive into your Kajabi account and I'll answer any questions you have about Kajabi, your business goals, marketing, sales, whatever it is to better support you in achieving your entrepreneurial goals. There's no extra cost to using my link versus going through Kajabi's website. The difference is that you get the 30-day trial, the free course, and the one-to-one coaching call with me. I just get a small percentage if you do end up signing up with Kajabi to support this channel and for referring you over to their platform. Again, link in the description. Now, if you have any questions about podcasting inside of Kajabi, let me know down in a comment below. I'd love to answer your question. If it makes sense, I'll make another video. I hope this was helpful and insightful for you, and I will see you in the next one.